Hi, I'm terryigharoro, founder of emindstate and author of Motivate 140. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to set goals effectively, why we need goals, and how to grow your belief system. I've been in business for over 15 years, and what I've found is that success is easier when you know where you're going. Most people have a smartphone these days, and if you open up your smartphone right now, you looked at your map application, it will tell you exactly where you are. And if you took a trip 15 minutes up the road, it will tell you where you are again. And you take a trip a further hour up the road, it will tell you your next location. In fact, no matter where you go, the map will tell you exactly where you are. Now, if the map could talk to you and you had a conversation with it, and you said to the map, take me somewhere, the map would say, take you where? You haven't told me where you want to go. Because until you give the map a destination, it's going to be very hard for the map to give you a route to get to a location. But the moment you put a definite destination, a postcode, a street, a zip code, the map can tell you every conceivable route to get there. So even if you take a left when you should have taken a right, you take a right when you should have taken a left, the map will just simply recalculate and give you the new route to get to your location. Life is no different. Because once you give your life, once you decide where it is that you want to go, getting there becomes so much easier. And no matter how many times you fall over, you can get up and go again because you know where you're heading. That is why we need to set goals. Because when we set goals, we give ourselves directions or we give ourselves a destination and we start mapping out the route to get there. But the problem is most people don't set goals. And people don't set goals because of fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of the unknown. It's unfortunate because we fear things that haven't even happened yet. What's your reason for not setting goals if you haven't set any goals? Or think back in the past at the reasons why you haven't set goals and what it has meant for your life so far. And think what could have happened if you would have set the goals, if you would have taken that leap of faith. Because most people I wish this can happen to me. I wish I can win the lottery. I wish I can get a job. I wish I can lose some weight. I wish I can be a manager. I wish I could start a company. But most of these wishes, they end up in the air. They don't take no action on them. They don't take no action on these wishes. Because most people don't have a burning desire to really want to make this thing happen. If you look around, you can see the people who have a wish and a burning desire because they're making things happen, because they're getting the job as a manager. They're losing the weight that they want to lose. They're starting the company that they want to start. And you know what? They're not waiting for a lottery to get rich. They're taking action. They're turning that wish and adding a burning desire to it, pulling it on paper and turning it into a goal. And as you do that, you start to exercise what is called applied faith. You put your faith in harm's way because that burning desire plus that wish becomes a goal because you pull it down on paper. You've said, that is my destination. That's where I'm going, and I will not stop until I make that thing a reality. Visionary thinking is what the greatest minds of our times and times past have always exercised. People like Martin Luther, Steve Jobs, Oprah, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, Mark Zuckerberg, J.K. Rowling, all of these people were visionary thinkers. They thought about what it is that they wanted, where they wanted to go. They put their faith in harm's way because they had a burning desire and they took action and they made things happen. And if they can do it, so can you. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from taking action on your dreams today? What's stopping you from putting your dream onto paper and turning it into a goal? What is it? Write that thing down, look at it, then put a line right through it, because that should not be your stumbling block. You are greater than that. You have the power of choice. You can create the reality that you want for yourself. So take action. It's a good idea that every person has a vision statement. Your vision statement is an accurate picture of what you will one day become. It's your desire and your dream on paper. Your vision statement comprises of three components: purpose, principle, and practice. The purpose is your why. Why is it that you want to do this thing that you want to do? A good way to start your vision statement is with the words, I believe. What is it that you believe? What is your big why? Why are you going to do this thing? Why do you want to do this thing? The second part of your vision statement is the principle. How are you going to go about doing this? How will you conduct yourself? How are you going to use your unique talents and abilities to turn this vision into reality? The final part is practice. What will you do? What things will you do that will help you realize your why and your how? Put these things together, it gives you a vision statement. And every visionary thinker has it. They know where they want to go. They have a picture that they've painted in their mind. And the reason you paint this picture is so that you know that you're heading in the right direction. It also helps to keep you on track, and you can refer back to your vision statement to see whether or not you are acting accordingly. Every major organization has a vision statement. That is their guiding principle. That is what they live by. Everything else might change, but their vision generally stays the same. Once you have your vision statement, what happens is people gain some clarity. You gain clarity with your vision statement, but then fear kicks in, like I said, and that's the reason, that's the stumbling block. And this is where you need to have a supercharged belief system. Because if you've got the right type of belief system, you'll kick fear to the curb. And the elements of the belief system are motive, focus, and environment. The motive is the very beginning, it's the foundation, it's the why. Why is it that you want to do this thing? Why is it that this is important to you? And if your why isn't big enough, chances are you will give up at the first hurdle. So you need to dig deep and make sure that you know why it is that you want to accomplish this vision. You want to turn this vision into reality. Or why it is that you want to achieve this goal. What is your why? It's the foundation. It's the starting point of your vision statement, and it's the foundation of all success. Why? And if that why isn't big enough, like I said, chances are you will drop at the first hurdle. I've done that many times when I want to do something, but my why just wasn't big enough. So I didn't care enough about it. But the things that I care enough about, I see them through, I follow them through, I take massive action. Which leads me to the next part, because if you want to take action, the minute you have that why, you have to now focus. And when I mean focus, I'm talking about focusing on what you can do and ignoring what you can't do. Because what happens is, you have this dream, oh great, you're really pumped up, you want to go for it, your why is big enough, and all of a sudden you start focusing on all the reasons why you can't. I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of, forget about your can'ts. There's always going to be a reason why you can't do it, just as there's always reasons why you can do it. So get your mind into a can-do mentality. Why, and this is the reasons I can. What I'd like you to do is write down 10 reasons why you can do it, or as many as you can think of, and don't stop writing all the reasons why you can accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish for yourself. The final part of your belief system is your environment. The environment plays a very big part. And it's one of these things that we don't necessarily have control over. But what we do have control over is what we let into ourselves. See, now if your environment is a particularly negative environment, then what you need to do is you need to develop what I call a teenage nonchalant attitude, where you're talking to them and they're looking at you like, I don't even know what you're saying, you're speaking a different language to me, and they totally blank what's going on. That's what you need to do if you're in a negative environment. I remember there's a film that was out, like, I think it was in the 90s or something like that, a really long time, I can't remember it now. It's called Hear No Evil, See No Evil. And my take on it is, hear no negativity, see no negativity. And if your environment is not the right type of environment, then what you need to do is get some mental earmuffs and some mental blindfolds and hear no negativity, see no negativity. If people are saying stuff to you that you don't want to hear, just blank them out, block it out. On top of that, to better strengthen your environment, get yourself around the right type of people. You can do this by networking, you can do this by finding and joining groups where people are just really positive about what they're doing and they want to take some action. You want to get yourself around people who are taking action. And if your friends are not those types of people, maybe it's time to drop them. I'm being really serious. I'm just going to be really real with you. If your friends are not trying to move in the right direction, and if they're not inspiring you to rise, maybe it's a good time to drop them, or at least drop them out for most of your life. You say hi and bye where you want to, but you need to focus on your goal and get around other people who are focused on making their goals happen, who have got what we call applied faith, a burning desire, a wish, and a goal. Get yourself around other people who are goal orientated, people who have got the champion's mindset. You want to be around those people, because what will happen is you will all build the right type of environment to help you achieve massive success. Because what we fail to understand, and it's really common sense, but the thing about common sense is it's very uncommon, is that what we put in is what we get out. Now, if you're continually finding yourself putting in all the negativity, the news media, the gossip, things that are happening in soap operas, and all these things that are telling you that everything is wrong, what happens is the creative gene starts to mess with that. Your imagination starts working on what you put in. And if you put in a bunch of negative stuff, what happens is it's just going to churn out some more negative thoughts for you, which means that you start focusing on all the reasons why you can't do something, because you've been feeding yourself all the negative forces. So what you need to do is, once again, choose what you put into your brain. Make sure you read things that are positive. Listen to positive music. Don't watch the news, because the news doesn't really tell you anything good. It always tells you bad things. Instead, read things that are going to help you move forward, because what you put in is what you get out. Speak to people who are going to speak with passion about the things that they do. Speak with people who are happy to be alive. Speak with people that on a Monday morning, they are fired up and ready to go. Don't speak to people that say, oh my gosh, it's Monday morning, why can't it be the weekend again? Because those people ain't really going anywhere fast. You need to get yourself around the type of people who are excited to be alive, who are excited to be going after their dreams and going after everything. Because what you put in is what you get out. So get yourself in the right type of place, right type of environment, and you set those environments up for yourself. You read positive books, get down to some seminars, make sure that you're taking training material, training courses, everything you possibly can to help your creative gene churn out the right type of ideas, because here's what happens. The subconscious knows neither negativity or positivity. It just makes something happen with what you give. And if you're giving it the right stuff, what happens is it will give you the map to help you move forward. It will tell you these are the right steps to take. So make sure you put the right types of things. Feed your mind with positive things always. We overestimate what we can achieve in a year and underestimate what we can accomplish in a lifetime. And what that means is that we have these really big visions, and it gets really scary, because you're like, how am I going to go about doing that? See, the thing is, you need to take one step at a time. Big goals, start chunking it down into smaller goals, and it becomes a lot more manageable. I mean, if I said to you right now, in the next 5 minutes, we're going to go run a 20k marathon, most people will say, I can't do that. Well, I know I couldn't do it anyway, so I don't know about you. But I couldn't do it. But if someone said to me, hey, in the next 12 months, we're going to run a 20k marathon, and I'm going to train you to get there, I'll say, cool, no problem, I can do that. And that only happens because we're going to take it one step at a time. So when you're setting goals, big goal, chunk it down into smaller segments to help it make it more manageable. And then what that does is it helps you strengthen your belief system, because success begets success. Yeah? Success begets success. So as you're getting small success from the things that you know you can accomplish, it builds your confidence. As you build your confidence, you're ready to go into bigger and better and more challenging goals. So in taking these big goals and chunking them down into smaller goals, let's say, for example, let's work with a goal that you have for a year. It's a good idea to break that goal down into 4 parts. Now, 4 parts, what that really looks like is 90-day game plans. Your 90-day game plan will consist of, it will have an overview of what your long-term goal is, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that every goal that you set for yourself from now on is part of the big picture. Always keep the big picture in mind, so you know that what you're doing is helping you move closer towards your big goal. So first things first, we look at what your long-term goals are. So you write down, these are my long-term goals. Then you also have to be clear on what does success look like in 90 days. If I start taking some actions, how will I know if I've accomplished, if I've over-exceeded? How will I measure the impact of the actions I've taken? So you also make a note of what success looks like to you in the next 90 days. The next thing you do is you say, these are the set of actions I'm going to take from day 1 to day 30. Now, what it really looks like is 4 actions, because you're going to do one thing every week. 4 weeks in a month, one thing every week. Yeah, that's all you need to do. One thing every week. So you do that for the first 30 days. Then for the next 30 days after that, so we're talking about day 31 to day 60, you do it again. 4 things. One thing every week. And then finally, you do that once more from day 61 to 90. 4 things every week. So really what we're talking about is you've got one goal, or shall I say one objective for the next 90 days, and you break that down into 12 action points. You say, these are the action points I'm going to do. This is the day I'm going to start it. This is the day I should be ending it. And this is the outcome. Yeah, that allows you to be able to look back and measure the actions that you've taken and seen the impact, because that is how you learn. Regardless of what the outcome is, jot it down, because you can learn something from it. You do this for 90 days, and then at the end of that 90 days, you write the outcome. This is what I did, this is the outcome, this is what I learned. Then you repeat the process again for the next 90 days. Now you've done 6 months. You do it one more time, now you've done 9 months. Finally, you do it a 4th time, now you've done a year. And at the end of the year, you should have accomplished your goal. And you would be a lot more confident because you've been chunking it down, dealing it in more smaller bite sizes, easier to manage goals. So now you have a framework on how to take a goal in 1 year and chunk it down into 4 parts. And the beautiful thing about this framework is it can work in every aspect of your life. It can work on whatever goals you want to accomplish. Whether they be longer term goals, the best way to set goals is always to chunk them down into more manageable bite-sized action points where you can accomplish them, learn from it, and then take the next step. To find out more on how you can turn your vision into action, visit terryigharoro.com. Wishing you all the best on your journey to success.